So we're entering a new era with the music industry, with Spotify, YouTube, social media, and getting our music heard. And now it's like these followers and subscribers don't mean as much because it's just all about the algorithm, right? Like it's just all vanity metrics with all these followers and subscribers if people aren't listening to your music and you're not actually seeing more streams and more views. So what can we do to get more views and get more streams on our songs? In this video, I want to cover 3 different ones that I think will really help you. One that I hated on for a long time, but I want to answer this first question that came from one of our subscribers here, where is asking, when do I release songs? And I was answering this on one of the coaching calls I did with another artist the other day too. They're like, when do you release? Do I have to release it on Friday? Is it Monday, Tuesday, on the weekend? And years back, it used to be new release Tuesday. You know, songs, albums came out on a Tuesday. And then it was a few years back now that they switched it to Friday. And so I've been releasing my songs on Fridays because, you know, all these new playlists on Spotify, New Music Friday, and that's just when everybody is releasing songs, which is Friday. Now, I think it was a couple of years ago, I thought, okay, let's just try and release a song on a different day. And I can tell you that I did not get as much traction on it. I didn't get a playlist on that specific song, and I just found like the momentum was different. And so I've stuck with releasing songs on Friday. That's when new music comes out. That's the way the ecosystem is set up. So I encourage you to release songs on the Friday at the midnight. That's what I do. So it's 11:59 p.m. or 12 o'clock a.m. wherever in that person's time zone. So I don't just do it on my time zone, on Eastern time zone. I'll do it at 12 midnight on the Friday on whatever time zone that person lives in. Now, let's get into what we can do to promote our songs in 2024, going into 2025. And one place where I've done this for years now, and I've promoted this way, is doing playlist promotion. Okay, I started off, you know, hitting up playlisters myself, doing it the indie route and DMing them, messaging them, finding their Twitter, finding their Facebook profiles and messaging them and asking them to add me to their playlist. And sure, we got on playlists and we got some streams from that or whatnot, but I don't feel like that's a very good use of time. And so what I found has really worked well is find legitimate playlist companies like a Submit Hub or a Playlist Push. And I really like Playlist Push because they are so stringent and so strict on the playlist curators that they let get on there. There's strictly no bots. They monitor the activity and they make sure that there's no sketchiness going on with bots and fake streams. And you have to have even a minimum of 1,000 followers on that Spotify playlist, and you have to have a certain amount of streams and active listeners to even become a curator on that playlist. Now, I'll put a link below these guys because I'm actually now a curator on Playlist Push, and no, they didn't sponsor this video. They didn't ask me to make this video. I've used them as an artist, and now I'm a curator myself on there, and I just really think their platform is awesome. And so what's so cool about this is when I pitched my songs, not only did they get on playlists, but I got feedback. And even being a curator now, like, we're told to listen to the song and listen to a lot of it and give good feedback. Because if you're a new artist coming up and your music might not even be that great, that feedback is really important. Like for me, where I'm at in my career, I'm not really so concerned about the feedback as I am getting on just the playlist and getting the streams. But as a new artist, and I'm trying to get better and I'm trying to improve on my craft, to get real honest feedback about my flow, about my melodies, about the production, or about the mix, like, that's invaluable, especially when it's honest and encouraging and a real good critique from someone who's in the music industry. Like sometimes, like, we're so close to our music and we're hearing this advice from certain people that are around us that just want to tickle our ears, so to speak, and don't want to offend us. But sometimes we need to be cut. Sometimes the truth cuts you before it can heal you. I'm going to say that again. The truth has to cut you sometimes before it can heal you. That's the way the Bible works, right? You need to have the truth so the truth can set you free. Well, you need the truth for your songs. You don't just need the playlist. Like, and this is the thing. They tell us, like, don't just add it because you want to be a nice guy, especially if it doesn't fit your playlist or it's just not strong enough, right? They want quality here. And for me, for my music that I make, and if I'm making a playlist, I'm putting my best songs on there. I'm putting the best songs because I want the best experience to grow that playlist, because fans out there want the best music. So this whole idea of just trying to get streams for the sake of streams or get on any playlist is ridiculous. And they've talked to us about niching down, because like, you don't want to have this playlist with hip hop and then rock and then opera and then classical and then country. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure there's playlists out there that are, have a mix of stuff, but really it's so important to niche down. Is it all metal? Is it all Christian worship or Christian rock or Christian hip hop? Or is it, all alternative rock, or it's all indie or all folk, right? Or a certain specific, is it all West Coast rap? Like, the more niche down you can get, especially like what you are, like as I'm talking about playlists, the more niche you can get so you can narrow target your fan and make music for those specific people, the better you're going to be. And so the whole point here is that not only can you get feedback on your songs, you get on these playlists and get real streams, which is the goal of what? It's trying to trigger the algorithm. Like, that's what we're talking about here. We're trying to get streams so we can trigger the algorithm. So now Spotify starts doing the work for you, right? Like, they start sharing it out. I've said this a million times here. They collect the data of how much people streamed the song. Did they save it? Did they skip it? Did they add it? Did they share it? How long did they listen to it? Like, what was the retention of the song? Like, they're collecting all that so that they can say, okay, this song is dope. I'm going to share this out. But for a lot of you, you're just starting out and you're just trying to get streams, man. Like, you just need to feed Spotify something. And I can talk about a million different ways, and I'm going to talk about a few more to get streams, but getting these playlists is one. Like, Playlist Push or Submit Hub or whoever has already got all the curators. They've organized them all into different niches, and now all you have to say is, okay, my niche is there. Choose which song you want to promote, and I encourage you, for the love of God, okay, promote one song for 30 to 90 days. 30 to 90 days. Even if you're releasing another song 30 days from now, go all in on that one song for 90 freaking days. Give it a chance to freaking take off. Like, think of your songs as little mini businesses. And when you're starting a business, you don't start the business and then stop. Because, like, it only takes one song to have a freaking amazing career and build an ecosystem around that. Right? Like, one song freaking pops off, can change your life. But if you won't push it hard enough and long enough to give it a shot to even take off, like, come on, man. So you want to focus on that. Pitch it, right? And that'll lead me to my second way to promote your song this year, other than playlists, is making a music video. What? I thought music videos are dead, dude. Well, I want to share with you what I've been doing and what's really been working for me. And we just released this music video, and honestly, like, we shot all this content for it, and I wasn't even going to release it. And what I normally do is I book a shoot day. I book a shoot day with my videographer, and we go to a different spot, or we go to a whole bunch of different spots. I bring a few outfits, and we go and film. And we film the song in a whole bunch of different areas. Sometimes we even bring a step ladder now so we can get different angles. I look up different dope locations, and we just film like crazy in a whole bunch of different places. Sometimes I'll use ChatGPT to look up B-roll ideas to make sure he's got stuff to cut to. But most importantly, we get a lot of footage of me performing it, right? Sometimes we'll rent a studio if it's too cold, but I like doing it guerrilla. We don't get permits. We just show up at spots. Sometimes we'll get kicked off, but it's really rare that we get kicked out. But we'll shoot a ton of it landscape, okay? Landscape, so for a music video. But then I'll take all those little pieces and I'll cut them for vertical. And the reason I do this is because I want a music video for YouTube, because I believe that they connect with fans long term, and music videos last so much longer than short form content. But then we'll take all that short form content, or take all that content from the music video, and we'll chop it up and make short form content, right? And when we do a shoot day, and when I'm talking about shoot day, like, I'm talking about going out for like 5-6 hours of like nonstop shooting. Like, we're both exhausted by the end of the shoot day, but we get so much content. And sometimes we'll shoot a whole bunch of landscape stuff for the music video, and then I'll say, okay, let's switch, and now let's shoot vertical, and let's shoot a whole bunch of vertical performance stuff just for like YouTube Shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels, right? And then honestly, I'm the one who chops this stuff up. You know, sometimes we'll hire people or whatnot, but I'm just like, I know the pieces that I want, and we use CapCut or I use Camtasia. It just takes like a few minutes. Like block it off on a Sunday afternoon or an evening with a cup of tea or coffee or whatever it is, and just edit like a beast and cut a whole bunch of videos. And we try to find a piece at the verse. We try to find a piece in the middle of the first verse, the second verse, the middle of the second verse, the end of the first verse going into the chorus, the end of the second verse going into the chorus, right into the chorus, halfway into the chorus. We'll grab a piece of the bridge. And what I was sharing again on this coaching call with this artist the other day is I said, our ego gets in the way with our short form content. And what I mean on that is really we want the best part of the verse or the hook, whatever the catchiest part is, that's what we want. But for a lot of us, we're like, well, let's just add a little bit more. I want them to hear the verse. I want them to hear the whole chorus. When really we just want the best part. Don't make it longer because of your ego. Make it the best so that it freaking loops, right? Because we want that retention. We want to tell social media, all the platforms, that people are watching this whole piece of content and then they're watching it again and again because it's so dope. It's a short piece of content and people are consuming it and they're connecting with it, right? Like don't make it longer just for the freaking sake of it. And when it comes to budget on these music videos, like find somebody at a college, find somebody at a university. Like you don't need to be paying these guys that are supposedly amazing music video directors and spending thousands of dollars. Like we did that on a video and I'll never do that again. Like it's all about the idea, right? Like I'll use ChatGPT, I'll do some research, we'll come up with some ideas, we'll type the lyrics in and get all these different ideas and look up locations and get ideas. And then we go freaking shoot. And it's just about the idea. Right? Like we set a mic on fire for one thing. We rented a studio. We did a black and white thing. We'll just come up with a concept that works, that's dope and cool, and not have this necessarily big budget. Like I like to be $1,000 or less, man. $500 or less. And then you can just find somebody on Upwork or on Fiverr or on onlinejobs.ph to edit that thing. Right? You can find people that are awesome or someone who's at college, right? Or university who needs the work. They need it for their portfolio who will do it. And honestly, just contact the colleges or universities that have these film and video programs and say, hey, do you have any students that would be willing to either shoot for free or shoot for a really low budget because they need the work, they need the experience, they need it for their portfolio? What are we doing? Spending all this money. And take that for graphic design, all the designers that are needing work and for their portfolio. Take it for anything that relates to the music industry, mixing engineers, maybe production. Contact these colleges, universities. Like, who's your dope top student? Can I hire them for a discount? I'm looking for this. Do you have anybody that would be great? And connect, right? This lady literally sent me a bunch of different resumes of these film and video directors, and I went through their different stuff, went through their portfolios, and I was like, that guy's dope, you know, and I hired that guy, right? And so this is like, I just dropped gold for you guys. I hope you appreciate the gold I just dropped. My dogs are barking in the background. My last and third piece of advice is to promote your organic content. And you've heard me say this before, but I was saying again, this is another student I was talking to, and I'll put a link below if you want to book a one-on-one. I do about 4 or 5 a month, and that's it. And you can check my calendar and book a 30-minute session with me, and it's over Zoom. But you got to get in the game with your social media content, right? Like you got to be posting organic content. We talk about it all the time, but we do that because we want to see what is working and what's not. And then we take the best performing posts and we run those as ads. And it's not just the best one. We take multiple pieces. Like I never run just one ad. You always run multiple ads because Facebook or Instagram, right? Because you're running Facebook and Instagram ads from the same place. When you run the ad, give Facebook options so they can test this ad and test this ad. And whatever one is going to work, that's the one they're going to switch all your budget to. So if you have like $20 a day, they're going to maybe put $18 towards the best performing ad and only $2 to the other one. But what if you just did one ad? That means you're going to spend all that $20 on that one ad, and that might not be the good ad. You might be only getting a click-through rate of, let's just say for round numbers, let's just say the click-through rate you're getting for that is 1%, right? So that means only 1% of the people that are seeing that ad are clicking on it. Whereas if you made another ad and you got 3%, right? 3% click-through rate, or even 2%. So that means like 2 or 3 times more people are clicking on that ad and going and watch it. Like, we're talking about cutting our budgets in half, or reaching 2 to 3 times more people. And this is why you split test. This is why I've created Facebook ad templates and training, right? To show you my best ads, to not only what best part of the video to use, but what to say in the ad, what works, what doesn't, right? How to target properly. And we actually do no targeting now. We just call it out in the audience because, again, the algorithm is so freaking smart, and based out on how you're calling out your audience, it just puts the ad in front of the people that are responding to the ad, right? But you won't know unless you try multiple different ads. So I encourage you, and this is for all of it. This is for YouTube ads, Facebook and Instagram ads, Spotify ads. You've got to test multiple things, and that takes time and that takes effort. But man, you will save so much money. You can literally get 2 to 3 times, 10 times the result. I've tweaked people's ads and tweaked pages and stuff, and we just got an insane amount. And so normally when you're first starting out with ads, you start with a bit of a smaller budget so that you can see what's going on here. And then you take all your winners from all those ads, and then you put them into one ad set and you crank that ad budget. Now you got your 3 best freaking ads, and then you're spending more money and you're getting way better results, and you're freaking crushing it. I put links below for Playlist Push. I think my link has a 7.5% discount. You get a deal anyways when you go through our link. I'll put links to the coaching call if you're ready for that. I'm not cheap, okay, to book time with me because my time is valuable. And then also the Facebook and Instagram ad templates. We got books. We got all that stuff. But I hope this video has helped you out, and just freaking take action. Don't be afraid. Step into your destiny. God is knocking at that door. There's a purpose. There's a plan for your life. Don't give up. Proverbs 24:16 says, even though a righteous man falls down 7 times, he gets up and goes again. And maybe you've fallen down on your face a whole bunch of times. Whether you believe in God or not, I just want to encourage you to get up and go again. Don't stop. It's hard. Well, do it hard, right? Prove that haters wrong. Show that you can get up and go again. And when you're kicked, you can get up and go again. If you were on my email list, I sent out an email this week that we got rejected from 4 or 5 different people, right? Because I was trying to reach out about something for my music career, but a feature, a collab, I don't know what it was. But anyways, I got a bunch of rejections on thing, and that's just part of it. Sometimes you actually get a rejection, and sometimes the rejection is in the form of silence. Just nobody responding. And I share that just to know that I'm in this too, and I feel it. And I don't always feel like making these videos. I don't always feel like writing songs. I wrote a song earlier today. But you know what? You got to do it afraid. You got to do it when you don't feel like it. And that's the difference between amateurs and professionals. Amateurs that are not really serious about their career, they're just I'll do it if I'm feeling it today. Where professionals, they dig in. They push through that messy middle until they hit it. You've got this.